get up. Hey. Show that progress, let them see it working. Wrong or right, still learn from the play. Follow the rules, then we move our way. Put the work in. Late nights, early morning, still searching. Win or lose, don't throw it away. Study the move, then come back the next day. Alarm go off, gotta rise from the bed. Dreams don't move if they stay in your head. Feet hit the floor, mind on the mission. Small steps stack when you trust repetition. Some days green, some days red. Still gotta learn what the last move said. Can't skip rules just to chase that feeling. Strong foundation, put cracks in the ceiling. Show your work, let the progress talk. Step by step, let the whole thing walk. If you fall, get facts from the fall. Take that lesson and answer the call. No shame in being wrong. If you roll, no game. In moving fast with no control. Plan in your hand, eyes on the way. Patience gets paid when discipline stays. Put the work in. Show that progress, let them see it working. Wrong or right, still learn from the play. Follow the rules, then we move our way. Put the work in. Late nights, early morning, still searching. Win or lose, don't throw it away. Study the move, then come back the next day. Pressure get loud, but the plan stay quiet. Everybody talks, only few really try. You want results, gotta build that range. Can't feel lost if you came here to change. Write it down, mark the reason. Strike the work through every season. If it don't hit, then review that choice. Clean up the noise, then sharpen your voice. Stack good habits like blocks in a wall. 1 week rule can't shake it all. So stay on script when emotions arise. Truth shows up when you analyze. No magic trick, no lucky lane. Just sweat, focus, lesson pain. Then one day they see what you made. Not from guessing, from the work you laid.
Lock in when it's boring. Lock in when it's slow.
Lock in.
Lock in when nobody sees.
That's how progress shows.
Learn from the mistakes.
Build from the sky. Follow the rules. Raise the bar. Put the work in. Show that progress, let them see you working. Wrong or right, still learn from the play. Follow the rules, then we move our way. Put the work in. Late nights, early morning, still searching. Win or lose, don't throw it away. Study the move, then come back the next day. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Lock in. Show work. Learn more. Follow rules. Stay ready. Put the work in.
Good morning. Good morning. How are y'all doing out there? It's morning for me, might be evening for y'all, whatever it is. Y'all have a great day. I'll have a great day. We'll all have a great day. We'll get in here, look at the charts, see what we can do, and see if we can find a winning trade like we did yesterday. We did have a winning trade at the very end of the episode yesterday. Then tried to get in the Asia section and took a little bit of a loss on a Solana trade. Actually, I got one good trade on Solana and then took and gave it all back on a loss that was the right trade. It just was a little early, so one of the things I'm working on is when to enter. My ideas seem to be correct, but maybe just a little too early for the leverage or other things like that. So let's get into the charts over here and let's see what we can find. Let's start with our top down. I think that gave us the best option and ability to see the market yesterday when I did that. So one of the things I am looking at here, we're going to start on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the daddy of the market and everything. So one thing we want to start looking at here is the RSI primed. We're already showing the beginnings of spider lines here. Spider lines is when you have multiple bearish divergence coming off of one point going to multiple different points, creating multiple bearish divergences in a row. One positive you do still have is the money flow is still green. But the money flow is starting to come down. We are still on a good up pattern. You know, you can come down, but still have an up pattern. So looking for this to kind of come up a little bit today, in the market today, or we'll start the rollover process and come back down, a little further. Our true seven, is red and coming down. We can come all the way back down here where it does get flat like it was over here. And that's a good indicator when it is getting to the bottom of the move, and we are still at the above the 50 line on that. That is positive though, so we could get to the 50 line and just hit and come back. So with the money flow being green and still being positive, you want to be a little bit more careful with your opinions on bearishness. But this is definitely saying that you should pay attention to the bearishness. You also have a blue dot up here, which definitely says that you should pay attention. Normally, your blue dots are very very good and valid. Although you did have a blue dot here, and you still went up a little further. This was the Michael Saylor sold some Bitcoin deal. You know, I'm beginning to believe that he buys the top and sells the bottom. Whatever you do, what you know, he could do whatever he wants to do there. Honestly, there. So your MVP oscillator is also kind of at the top, but we're kind of getting to where it kind of flipping back and forth. You know, not really knowing what it really wants to do there too much, and we're going to get rid of the Alexo indicator while we're still here on the higher time frames, because that's really only for the 3-minute chart. All right, so let's go down to the 1 minute. Actually, let's go back to the 4 hour, and let's do our 4 hour golden pocket. So we take the fib from the bottom to the top, and you get the 6 to the 786. And that will be our 4 hour golden pocket. So we'll come over here and do for HGP. All right, so now we have our 4 hour golden pocket drawn on our chart here. All right, so now let's go down to the 1 hour. So 1 hour, still looking a little bearish. Bearish already happened, and you've come down. So let's see where we are on this move, most recent move. So we take our fib tool from the bottom to the top, and now we'll have our 1 hour golden pocket. Change this to 1 hour GP, 1HGP. Okay. So there's our 1 hour golden pocket. We don't have any, whatever you want to call it here. I need to wake up a little more before I get on here. So you also have this starting to curve a little bit, the band on the bottom here. So that's positive. But that doesn't mean that it can't just roll back over. So you know, you have a rollover, you have a roll kind of over here before as well. How y'all doing down there in the comment section down there? I see a couple of y'all watching me and other things like that. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the share. Try to get some other people in here. Trying to get the subscribers up. You know, trying to get to the 1,000, so we can get some monetization once we get the viewer hours up. So both of them have to get there for us to get the monetization from YouTube. Oh man. Good water, good water. Already had my coffee a little bit today. So we are still looking bearish here. It's still coming down. 1 hour golden pocket is down below us. All right, so let's move to the 15-minute. All right, so 15-minute, it has hit the 15-minute VWAP. VWAP was coming down. It tagged it. We did SFP. So SFP here is the most recent high. This candle here came above the most recent high and then closed bottom of the candle because it's red, closed below this close. Okay. So it took me a minute to figure out what the SFP was. Okay. So the SFP is the third portion, the third opportunity for the move. You have like the 382, the golden pocket 786, and then an SFP and then reverse. So since we have the SFP, then we should think to reverse down. So let's start looking at order blocks, other things like this. So this is an order block here. Let's change our color to a bullish order block with concern as it being in the middle. So that could be where it just comes back to. That would be an SFP of this on the 15-minute to come down. We are coming down as I'm talking about it. We are bearish on our RSI here, and our money flow is coming down and is red already. Something to look at there. And our MVP oscillator is starting to curve around there at the bottom. What's up? What's up? Oh, I forgot to turn my music back on. Sorry, guys. There we go. Thanks for the reminder and the music there. I had to jam to the opening. I love that song. So I turned down this music until I started back again. Thanks for the reminder to turn the music back on. So good morning out there. Make sure y'all, or good morning for me. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe, share it out on X or whatever social medias y'all use. Get some more people in here. Trying to see what we're doing in the markets here. I'll show you Strike here in just a few minutes, but doing a little market overview here. So I can show you how I get everything on my charts to figure out what I would like to look at for today, since I only have an hour to trade, so I need to be looking in and out of my positions. If any of y'all do want to come and trade with me on Strike, you can use the referral link there in the comment section there. And if you want to get World Mobile, if you live in the US, the referral link to my website, to my company, A Cellular, is down in the description as well. And if you like video games and you want to get into that on the other thing I do on this channel, my Infinity Rising referral link is also down there. And if you need to know what that is, go check out the other video I did just recently. So back to the charts of the little quick commercials there. So, you know, I keep forgetting that I have these other indicators up here. Let's look at the Market Oracle Pro. Let's make our chart even busier, right? Let's see what we can do here. All right, so we have our clouds. I need to figure out exactly what all of these different things are. They have their different names and everything for them at Chart Prime. But I can say that we are the bands. You see how they separated here? They've kind of changed to a golden and purple color, and they came together, and it has rejected off of that area. You also want to look here at the prophecy down here in the corner. Let me see if I can make that any bigger for y'all. See that right there? It says market dump. With a prime score, with a prime score of 2. So I don't really know how much I want to go away. Okay, I want to, you know, take that with a grain of salt there a little bit, but it is there. It is something that we need to make sure that we pay attention to. Hopefully that's a good size for y'all there. All right, so we did reject off of that. We should come back to at least here. So our, let's see here. So this would be our break of structure. Here. That would be the break of structure. So you would look for a candle to come and close below the break of structure. Maybe this candle here. And then you would look for it to retrace to a order block. And then you would put your short in. That's the biggest thing that I have had to understand, is that you don't take the trade here. You wait for the confirmation, break of structure, and then you wait for the OC retest of the last order block. And if it is a bearish order block, which would be an order block above the current price, then you look for a short. If you are doing this the other direction and you hit a order block that is below the current price, that is a bullish order block, and you should be looking for a long. But if the break of structure happens, which is what would need to occur before it comes down here, unless it goes SFP and comes back up, that would be bullish. Then you would want to long from just a tap on this, because you have one tap and that's about it. So that's kind of what we're looking at for that on the 15-minute. Now let's go down to the 3-minute and see if we have anything else. We need to probably change this to a 15-minute break of structure. So 15-min break of structure. Oh, not like that, like this. There we go. All right, so now we're zoomed in, microscopic here, microscopic on the 3-minute chart. All right, so let's see, what is our fib of this range? Fib of this range is golden pocket currently in it. So three-minute golden pocket. All right. Now we'll get that off the chart there. So that could be us returning to, let's zoom in here. No, yes, right here. Bearish. And then we can, no, this button. I could have just done it again by now. All right, so then you have an order block here. All right, so now let's take our fixed range of this range. Where's my volume at? Why did it just give me that? There we go. I must have taken that off. All right, there we go. Now we got our volume profile of this area, which is giving me some weird lines. Basically everything's below us, which makes sense. But you do have the value area high that's right above this order block here. This one is outside of the range, so it could come up to break this range as it does before it retraces down. If you want to learn more about how to trade these, you can go watch Frankie Candles. He is the one that taught me a lot about that. Alex O taught me more about your volume shelves, which isn't more, it's not about your peaks and your troughs. It's more about the shelves before you get there. It's pretty interesting on the way that he has shown those things. No real shelf here. You have this right here kind of deal. No, yeah, somewhere in here, maybe two. So you have these three areas that I would look for shorts. All right, so let's get rid of this clutter. Now that we have drawn some things on our chart here, let's back up and look at it here. All right, so we have a bullish order block. Bullish order block here. That means if it gets here and we have confirmations, we long. This is our 3-minute golden pocket, which should be gold. But because it's on the 3-minute, it needs to be quite opaque. There we go. So there's a 3-minute golden pocket that it has come back to here. So we're looking for the price action to come back into our order blocks, 1, 2, or 3, or potentially an SFP again for our shorts on the market. So we're not quite looking for an entry right this second. We're looking for it to come back up. Let's see what our indicators are giving us down here. We are down on the 3-minute chart, so we can now start looking at Alexo's indicator and seeing how it can help us through the day or through this time frame. So what I would say here is this is saying don't get into something right this second because it is already red. When it does turn red, you do have at least a retracement of some sort, kind of deal. And then this would be a bearish divergence on his indicator here. No spoon indicator on that, so interesting there on that difference. The spoon is normally a divergence. He has spoons, otters, and other things on this chart. It's pretty interesting. All right, so let's get over here into strike because that's why we're all here, right? All right, so we know that we are looking for essentially, ooh, I just saw that. Look at this order block right here. This order block right there is at the VWAP. So looking for this to come into the VWAP and then short down. You would short down to potentially the break of structure or being able to hold this all the way back down. Honestly. Of that arrow there. All right, so we are looking for it to come back up for a short. So let's get over here and chart on strike as we are looking for a strike. All right, so zooming way in here, we have an order block here on strike. So this is bearish here. We need to make our extend to the right. Stay that way. Need to talk to the dev, get him to fix the staying to the drawing changes. All right, so you got that one. This is essentially the same one here. And then you have the major one that is up here, and we're going to turn this one fully red. We're going to turn this one purple. And that one purple, because those are kind of what, I guess Chart Prime kind of has those as soft ones, I would say. And this one is like a high volume. There's more volume that's behind it here. So it gives us some inkling of what we're doing here. One concern I have with our idea that we kind of have going on is I kind of see this being a ascending triangle. So, you know, when you have an ascending triangle in a kind of a bullish mindset that we're really in, because this is really just kind of a retracement of this more major move. Let's make sure that we're not down in our golden pocket and everything. So we'll take it from our low to our high and come across. We went through the 5, so we could come up to the 382 and reject down to the golden pocket for a move up, depending on the day. So depending on how the day goes. Let's make sure we can still see this chart over here that's got all of our indicators on it. We see we are starting to flip down here, and we are starting to curve. Although money flow on this one is down, and it is red, so it is showing that we could maybe just come to this one and come back. So get in here and get a little more charting done to see if we don't miss the trade. So this would be a golden pocket here. We'll change it to gold. All right, so that is kind of where we would be looking for that to come down to. Let's see what a measure move of this triangle would be. From here, not quite there. So it may come back up like we were showing, and then it come down. Because this is a bearish. It is coming from, where is it at? It is coming from a down portion when it comes into the triangle, even with it being an ascending triangle, which does tend to break north. So then you could technically look for it to come up SFP and come down for the day. So that's something that we're looking at here. See, we're starting to get back to that order block here. On this side, on the chart on my left, that's trading view. So we would potentially look, in my opinion, for this to come up, create a third bearish spider line. Right, that would be here, price up. So price would have to SFP, and that would be a higher high. So whatever, one of those two on that side. We are actually already dropping this kind of. Maybe I need to move to the Bybit chart so it doesn't have so many weird choppy candles or something like that. Potentially. Let's check. All right, so I am that is kind of what we may be looking for. I love when I'm already charting stuff and Alexo drops his chart and I look at it and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of what I have. So it makes me feel like I'm doing something at least a little right, at least on drawing some rectangles on a chart, you know. But look at that. We're looking at almost tapping that order block there. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Let's get over and see if Zcash is moving any differently. Zcash looks to be moving positively as well. There's an order block here and an order block here and there. There's your 3 order blocks on Zcash. I say there without calling out a price, just in case anybody's not actually looking at the chart. All right. So if you ask me, look at hype, you're starting to look at kind of, what are we doing here? Move out of my way. Oh, this button. I gotta move it that way. There we go. We are starting to look like a head and shoulders kind of here. Maybe I'm trying too hard there on that one. Maybe hype isn't the token today. Zcash, Bitcoin. Let's see. I didn't do my ADA TA. It's already 6:30. ADA is going down on the 5-minute chart. So I did my TA yesterday. I kind of showed y'all my different zones on ADA. If you want to, I can come over here and check ADA real quick so I can kind of show you what we were looking at yesterday. So I can give you my analysis of ADA here. I don't know what just happened here. I turned on indicators and I didn't want to. Pressing buttons. Pressing buttons. Stop pressing buttons. Alrighty, so like I said, we were in the golden pocket of this range, of the beginning, range yesterday. Let me get my marker here. So we were bearish. We were looking for that. We did get it. It did come down to the golden pocket here. We did not exit that range. We did 3 drives, and it's probably too damn small for y'all to even see here. Better now, probably. We did 3 drives. 1, 2, 3, and then we went down. We stayed under the VWAP so far, all day today. So in my opinion, like I said, we are looking to come down to the next golden pocket, but mine is here. That's a 15-minute golden pocket back down between 16 and about 15. 16 and 15 to 16 cents is my what I'm looking at there, honestly. That brings us down into this area, but that does still keep us bullish for a lower high, and then a lower high. So that would be the most bullish here. Also, I do have down here below the low that we just did, just in case we have one awesome SFP. I do have a buy it all section on Cardano between 12.5 and 10.5 cents. And then if we go below that, then it is what it is. That's why you don't invest more than you're willing to lose. And everybody has seen how fast this can come all the way back up. We have made a higher high, hitting the 15-minute golden pocket that is up here, but was a we were looking to come up and reject, and we did exactly that. That doesn't mean that we can't come back down and be bullish as well. So just so we can show y'all what I was looking at there, let's go back across over here to Strike and see if we can't find a trade to get into today. All right. See how Soul is doing. Hit the golden pocket. Almost came back up to this order block that was negated, but still can be a rejection point. Came back down. We've re-hit the golden pocket again as a second test. Potentially making bullish divergence. Let's check Soul. Let's see. We are under VWAP, so we can come back up. We are clipping down here. Let's see. No bullish divergence. I don't think here. No, that's still up. So we could come down some more. Looking for this order block here. Could be looking for this order block on Solana down here from 80.55 to 80.44. For that to be a bullish order block, you would look for that to actually SFP this low, and that would give us the best opportunity for a long, and that long would look something like this, where you would take it back up to VWAP, and then let's see where so you would SFP maybe either this low, and you would keep your stop. You would keep your stop here at this wick. But we have break of structure. No, break of structure here. Yeah, break of structure is here. Where was it at? It wasn't up here. So we broke. I think break of structure is here. So we almost came back up to it to come down. I'm not feeling the juices on any of these trades this morning like I was yesterday, but you know what? I didn't find Zcash until right at the end. We might be looking at that again, kind of deal. See what happens. We caught this and it came all the way down, took profits, and everything. No, not Zcash. That was hype we did yesterday. Let's see. So that was right here. We entered right here and took it down. I mean, it was a beautiful trade, honestly. Beautiful. So all right, let's go back to Bitcoin. Let's see how Biddy is doing. As Biddy got up, Biddy has got up to the first one. There is the first one. Bullish divergence. Bullish divergence brings you back to your high, so we're still looking for this one. This is the trade. Basically, I think all of the market could all be looking for an up. And then come back down. At least to that. That is 0.75%. We come back to the 1 hour golden pocket. That's over 1%. Last time Microsolar sold, the market went down for a week. And he sold even less. We are a little lower in the market now, so I can see how that might not be that big of a deal. So we are trying to look for it to potentially come up. Good morning, everybody. See y'all down there in the comments and everything, saying hi. Making sure y'all are sharing the stream and hitting the like button, subscribing if you're not already subscribed. We do TA every morning, and then every once in a while I'll get on and I'll show y'all Infinity Rising and play through the game and other things like that. It's another cool thing that we've got going on the channel here. So we are looking for one of these to be the short. Looking for us to get some sort of divergence again off of it would be a while for us to get the divergence off of this one. I don't even know if we can anymore since it already came back down so far, but another some sort of bearish divergence that we could get, so we'd have one in there. Maybe that's a bearish divergence anyway right there, because that just went higher. So that may have been all we needed, was that one order block there. So let's get over here and let's see if anything has populated on any of these other charts here. One, like I think I called it on Zcash too, kind of looked like a head and shoulders. Hard. All right, I'll have to look at that on some other charts and everything. It's kind of late in the stream. Maybe come by tomorrow, and we can look at Night Arise and SNEC on some other charts and other things like that. I do have some ideas around those. I do hold all of those tokens my own self, so I do watch some of those. I don't really watch the rise price too much. I just kind of collect them from my my nodes that I run or delegate technically. If you know, you know. All right, so let's see, from here to here, we had the 5, not quite the bullish, the golden pocket here, not quite the golden pocket. Maybe we have a chance to enter something if we can get a bullish pop. If we can get the bullish pop to the second one. Really wanting the VWAP, but I don't know if we're gonna have the VWAP before before my stream ends here at 7 my time, 8 Eastern. Then y'all can go over to Alex O and watch him trade, do his crazy things where he makes money in 30 seconds. More money I make in a day in 30 seconds, clicking buttons. That's crazy, man. All right, so we're looking at that here on Zcash. We would definitely not be looking for a short or long. We'd be definitely looking for a short. That's what my analysis is for the short term of today, is looking for a short. Potentially. It's Bitcoin. Trying to see what Bitcoin is doing. Let's look at hype real quick. This was an SFP, so that's all we probably needed there was SFP. We are at the bottom of the range here. Bottom of the range. Market is going to open soon. Do we have market news? Let's look. Not seeing anything off the top there. Obviously, go over and watch Army Piper and the Piper Academy for your more in-depth market analysis of what's going on the day-to-day. So you do have a pop up. That's what I was saying, that we were coming back here. This could have been a good long technically, but we were bearish. That's flat. So I personally hold strike. My project Hydro Drip does hold, I don't know, 5,000 or so tokens, and about $1,100 in the SLP, and I don't know, we had, it's probably about 8 or 9,000 ADA in the Strike ADA liquidity pool. So I could say we're not a giant holder. I don't hold 100,000 tokens. I kind of wish I did. I had the opportunity to buy them at, at the, beginning when it was like 0.32 ADA, instead of when it went all the way up to 7, and currently, I don't know, what is it, 3.5 ADA a strike. Strikes between like 75 cents and $1 or so. So you want to hold the strike tokens to gain the fees from the opening of your positions on strike. You want to be in the strike liquidity pool on Strike's platform to earn from the market maker that's earning from the liquidations and the losses that participants in the market do. And then you can be in the liquidity pool for ADA on whatever decentralized exchange on Cardano you want. And then you can have that motion that you get from the fees that you get from the trading in and out. Now we have a bullish candle there from Bitcoin. So all of the rest of the market is going to run up a little bit. So we'll see where we go here. We are looking for our short here. We don't want to just jump in, but we are looking for a tap on the VWAP for our rejection. And then we could look to enter our shorts on just about anything we want to. Hype is up 1% for the days. Zcash is up 1.8. So it has a little more opportunity to go down. ETH is up 2%. ETH is just ETH. I don't really like to trade ETH. Night's up 4.5% in dollar world. So I think we're going to look at it on Zcash. Oh, damn. Hot damn. There's a golden pocket tap already. You also have our order block that's up here. Above this. This is a bearish order block. There's your tap. Currently could just be your tap. There should have been our enter if we were actually in this one. We'll see what happens. Curve, tap. All right, we're in a short on Zcash. All right, let's put our stop loss. Where do we want to put our stop loss? Stop loss at 456.59. 456.59. 456.59. We'll lose $5 on our $100 position if it goes down. Could have just jumped in. We did not wait for confirmations. So could just get liquidated here real quick. Just see what happens. But that was what we were looking for. That was an SFP of the local high. And whatnot there. So we are looking for that to come down, at least in my opinion. That's the reason why I was shorting. That's what I looked at. It's what I was talking about. Coming back to it, it came right back to where we were looking at. So let's see if it works. You know, that's what we do. That's why you hit stop losses. That's why you put those in there, because it could just, you know, go right through it, like it might go right now. Actually, let's, damn it. Oh well. I actually was trying to move it up over this one, so we'll see what happens here. I might re-enter that if we can get confirmation after I was overzealous. I was thinking that could be the pop and just drop through there, but we'll see. It's definitely running here. That might be an SFP we look for now. So now we could look for our SFP. Where's my, there we go. We look at SFP of this high right here. So let's put our range here. That's where we're looking for an SFP at now. It didn't break our trade here, so honestly, Let's see if that trade would have stayed, because that was the trade that we should have been doing. We're a little overzealous on our stop loss on this side. I typically allow $10 as a loss, which is 10% of that trade. But let's see if we're just going to run. Obviously, I didn't really look at all of the market news before I jumped in. Just did a little TA and everything. But honestly, if we're looking at it, the long off of the golden pocket on the 3-minute chart was the play. That was the, let's see, long off of the golden pocket to where we're at now. That's a 0.5%. So a good amount of margin on some leverage there. You done made some money there. So let's see. We did finish the bearish order block here. All right, got 9 minutes left. 9 minutes. I did already lose one trade, so we'll only lose one more trade. And honestly, looking at this, zooming out where we kind of are right this second, you kind of got a shoulder, a head, a shoulder, and a breakout. So that's potential. You also have an SFP that has just been done here. SFP, or not a SFP, but double high. There's my trade. Would have stayed in. We come aggressively through the VWAP. Damn it. There is what I was looking for. There's your spider line. There's everything. Let's get back into this short. Short. Short again. All right, now I think we'll put our stop at 48. Let's see. Oh, come on, damn it. You're going to take me again? This is a long ways. What is this? From here to here? That's a 0.5%. That's a good amount of money there. Short and Zcash. This is what I wanted. This gave us the top. That gives us the third. It did not break the high. That's the third spider line that I was looking for. Not this one. I was looking from here to here. There's your third spider line. But Zcash is not responding the same way Bitcoin is seeming to be responding. Because Bitcoin is definitely down. There, we got a little reaction here. All right, so let's look for our take profit since we are in the short from here. Let's put our stop handles. Candle. Down reversal. This is bearish, at least from this point. Oh, that's bullish. No, that's bearish. This is a bearish divergence from here to there. That's up. This is down. All right, so we are in the trade from here. Let's put our stop. Okay, our stop 458.61. 458.61. That'll lose us $8. maybe I'm trying to short the market when I should be trying to long it. Not quite sure. I don't think so. We are below the VWAP. Could be just coming back up to test the VWAP. Since it just kind of came through it and back down. Although this is now a giant order block. But it could come all the way back up again. All right, I got 5 minutes. I got to set my stuff so I can do my out. We'll see if I can get them set before we lose the trade to the stop loss. All right, so what are we looking for here? So we have first range. Fib from the bottom to the top. Okay, so first range we're looking for is 44920. So we're gonna sit or take profit 50% at, what was that again? Jesus, I don't even remember now. 44920. 44920. Okay, so we'll put our first take profit there. Then let's take the bigger range here. So then we'll do 445.93. All right. Do 439.46. And then let's do right before the 1618 of this, 425. I don't know if we're going to get any of that, but it's all set. We'll see if it even goes through this. That would be a hell of a trade, you know, to hold through the day. We'll see if it gets there, if it even gets stopped before I even get out of here. But there is your trade. We are in a short on Zcash from, what is this at? 457.07. First take profit 449.20. Second is 445.93. Third is 439.36. Full take profits at 425. Alrighty, so if you don't know, then you can get over down into the comments, and not in the comments, in the description, and check out the Ace Cellular link down there. If you're in the US, you can use the most secure cell phone service. It's provided by World Mobile, which we like World Mobile right there. They provide the service. We're one of the distributors. It's actually my business. I would like for everyone to come and try out the service. So if you want to try out the service and you have a modern phone, you have an eSIM, it normally has 2 eSIM slots in it, and you can pay $15 for the minimum plan and try it for 1 month, no strings attached. You have a second phone number, so if for whatever reason you have issues or whatever, you can switch over and see if it works, or you can just use that service and see if it works well for you, and have both phone numbers on the same phone. And then when you like the service and you want to port your phone number over so you don't lose your phone number, then you just cancel the month to month that you just got, you add a new one, port your phone line over, all the rest of that. You can do it all online. You don't have to talk to me. You just use my link. It sends me the stuff, the funds that I make from it, you know, kind of deal. It gives me like 3 different payments for a full year off of your service that you use. So, you know, there's what with that, we did just get stopped out on our Zcash trade there. So it is what it is there. We lost twice, so we're done for trading for today. So, you know, like I said, we'll get you over there, and Alex O is starting up, so I got to send you out. I got to get to work and everything. So y'all have a great day, and peace.
Are you still stuck with your big wireless? Overpaying? Are you locked in a contract? Were you buried in that fine print? Yeah, I thought so. Ditch your carrier. Switch to World Mobile today. We have no contracts, no early termination fees. We play no games. We have plans that start at just $15 a month. Bring your crew and you get a discount on top of that. Up to 4 lines or more, and you're saving 30% each line. Are you paying full price? I sure am not. I got my built-in VPN, my encrypted connectivity, my identity protection. Your old carrier, they give you excuses. We give you control. Stop funding the outdated networks. Own your own connection. World Mobile. Switch to the smarter network.